What's up, guys? This is Thigh Company Gaming here with a Roblox Studio video. Today's episode, what I'm going to be doing is showing you all some spaceships that I have made in Roblox, some recent ones, some ones I've made over the past several years, and perhaps this will give you all some ideas on different ship designs for, say, your own space battle game. So I have at least 10 different types so far that of which I can think of, and I'll go about explaining what we have here in Roblox Studio. I do also have a current spaceship game that I am working on, which is for the time being a test place to experiment with all different kinds. All right, so I'm going to go, and not really in any particular order. I'm going to go with the most recent ones here. First one that I did was I was looking online trying to get ideas, and I went with this ship that I call the bee ship because it kind of looks like a bee, but it wasn't intentionally meant to be looking like that. But you have a pilot's seat, you have 4 different cannons, and then 8 player seats here. And then you have the wings here, which serve as arms that hold the cannons, and then buttons. And pretty much simple ship. You have windows here, front window viewing area. You have the 2 entrances there, and then the lights. And it has what I would call like a hover feature. I went back and I decided to renovate this particular ship and I upgraded it. What I did first was added more entrances. So instead of the 2 there, we have 5 from the back, and then 2 on the left, 2 on the right. And then 1 bottom entrance, which could be used for, say if you wanted to drop, say, like an explosive or something onto another ship for whatever reason, or if you want to be like space pirates and plunge different ships or for whatever reason. And then we upgraded from 4 cannons to 6 cannons, 3 on both sides, and then we also I put in these blades here, which on contact they disassemble bricks. So to give you all an idea here, I'm going to quickly play and show you how the piloting mechanism with these spaceships operate. So one big thing that I knew, whenever I would go about making a third version of this, I mean, I do see some things like putting security warning or something that will visually help people realize that, hey, there's a hole right there. Maybe put in more seats or something like that. So I can pilot the ship here, and this GUI comes up here. You have hover, up and down. Hover lets you move your spaceship. However, some minor things that I've noticed. If you keep holding a direction, I think it sort of has this movement as if you're kind of like on ice. And once you begin to gain speed, you don't really stop, or it takes a while to slow down. So just to show you all right quick how these contact work, you run into or ram into another spaceship, and they basically will destroy the blocks. So another thing is I've noticed is sometimes these spaceships have trouble or get stuck. If I find that the spaceship is not stopping, I can just click all stop and it immediately stops. And then it will prevent you from moving, even when holding any keys, and you switch it back to hover. Then up raises your ship in elevation, down does the opposite, and hover returns it back to the same position. And again, you can go about flying and piloting the ship here. So And just to show you all the cannons do work, I am going to see, I'll position them right there. They are click detection buttons here. You click to fire, and the cannon shoots a cannonball to explode the area. So those are the first two ships, which is this one's B1, and this one I just call B2 because it's a upgraded version. And then I have like a whale ship, which is it's longer in width, shorter in length. Height is slightly smaller as well. We expanded a little bit on the cannons here, changed around the disassemble or blade blocks here, and we reorganized the click buttons starting from closest to farther out, closest to farther out. And we have 3 seats here so far, and we don't have any sort of like additional areas. We have 3 entrances though. So that's another spaceship type. Pretty much the same functions here, just different shape. And then I went about making a large spaceship, or if I want to make this like say a boss of whatever for a game, pretty much it does the same thing other than there's no cannons but a ton of blades. And the idea is that you would use this as like a ramming space station. But this is the most recent ones that I've done, and I haven't actively been working on spaceships, so this is sort of what I've done yesterday and today. However, I do have older models that used to run on different scripts. Let's see what the oldest one would be. The oldest one would be what I call the TIE fighter ships. We have two different kinds. We have an early version and then a modified version. The early version is smaller, has a small viewing window, and then only 2 cannons. And then eventually was upgraded to 3, and then the blades were added. However, I do need to fix the scripts on that because flying doesn't work too well. This is the second version with additional armor and 6 different cannons, which you would have the 3 and then the 3 there. Same premise, other than it's more compact. Then, let's see what I did after that. I started working on escape ships. This one was sort of meant to be like a very sleek and like faster moving ship, but with transport in mind of players. With, but there is no weapons or any sort of cannons or of any sort. It's more like an escape ship, basically. After that, let's see here. What else do we have? What is this? Oh, then we have more like space stations. So the idea would be, hey, if you have a research area, this is like a little eating area. This is a very old model, by the way. You have elevators. Bottom floor doesn't really have much. Second floor just has this one area, and this was back when lighting was different on Roblox. So this is why it looks so dark inside. Um, we had at one point we were making some sort of like test spaceships where we would build modules and you would connect modules together, but we found that that didn't go too well. Uh, then we tried making illuminated lights at one point. Then Roblox changed the lighting script and does this thing that I call nuclear light, um, like a blinding light. So we decided to stop that. Then we tried making huge spaceships. Um, but we found that this usually tended or had a tendency to lag the game. So we still have the project files in mind. This one had the expectation of having a lot of armor and being sort of like a carrier ship if needed. So we had basically the 1-4 and then the elevator there. Let's see what else. I mean, occasionally we would have different ideas, um, but nothing too crazy. Like this one was barely anything. And then we made a smaller escape ship here. This again doesn't have any weapons other than it was designed to be compact and hold players to quickly escape from like a larger ship. What else did we do? Let's see here. What is this? We tried making ships that were designed to float on water, which didn't go too well. Let me see if I have any spaceships as a one word. I do have some. Okay. Spaceship interior, which is the space station that I showed earlier without some of the elevators. So this is an earlier version. We have a and now here's a different spaceship. This is one where you would have a bunch of buttons instead of arrow commands that you would click on, so it's more clicking than using the keyboard. It had two front cannons, and then this had like places where people could sit, inside area for people to sit, and then a back area or two back areas. Oh no, this is one here. Okay. And this one was meant to be sort of like a thinner spaceship in a way. It had a lot of additional like armor around the ship as well. So we did that. Speaking of which, let me see if this one still works or not. Because a lot of these ships they have older scripts that for whatever reason, oh yeah, like that seems to want to fly by itself for whatever reason. Um, so that's one of the broken scripts there. Let's see here. And then again, this was some more module designs that we had, and for whatever reason, the lighting is sort of glitched out, or just probably what happened was they made a setting or an update to Roblox where the lighting was boosted. So I think if needed, we can go about trying to reduce the lighting. So we had that. Um, Let me see if I have any space related models. So I mean, we have windows that we were working on. So as you can tell, I was working on having curved windows, and this was intentionally made to be destructible. So we end up putting like three different layers here, a glass layer, and then the framing, both sides, exterior, and then maybe interior, and we put in like a ramp here or an arc. So we did that. Then at one point we were planning out just different space station ideas. What else have we done? Did a bunch of different tests here, seeing what works, what does not, Do we want to have any sort of like anchored models and then have a script that moves anchored models? We made large windows as well, using the same formula and then just smaller blocks, making more detailed things there. And then we went about making actual semi-realistic space rooms. This one also has the old lighting glitch. But yeah, like a space bed here. These were the windows and a door. I was going to have a sliding door there. What else have we done? Let's see what this is. This is another module spaceship. Um, this had a what I call hot air balloon mechanics, where you wouldn't be able to turn, but you could kind of move left, right, up and down, north, south, or whatever just by clicking. We made a big space station at one point that was semi-destructible, had destructible areas and areas that you would need very high-powered explosives in order to destroy. This is not a complete build, but it's big enough that we have a good area of exploration. You had elevators in there as well. Right. Then at one point we tried making like more realistic looking spaceships. And then at one point we made like different themed space stations. Like we had a desert themed one, which was going to be a big thing at one point. You may perhaps remember this from the Crash game that I have on Roblox. So we did that. This is an early, somewhat well. This model is several years old, but yeah, pretty much as far as I can tell. I mean, we made more little designs, and there's a lot of different test models that I've made over the years. This one was trying to make something realistic but also destructible, and we made these like basically they're panels. As far as I can tell, I think this is what this is. Yeah, there's one panel, like a floor or ceiling panel, and then a window panel. And this is following the same three-layer design, but this one was actually a five-layer. You had the glass, and then the frame, and then any sort of decorations on top of the frame. So basically a square, and then a frame with corner wedges here, and then random decoration bricks. This floor is two layers. You have a base or foundation, and then decorative blocks here. And this was all destructible. We kind of made like a box here at one point just to test how things were. So yeah, this is a sort of a quicker video on all different space stations we have, guys. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe, like this video, turn on bell notifications if you're new. See y'all soon. Thank you for watching. Take care. This has been Thigh Company Gaming. Peace out.